Well, let me tell you about some chicks that I know. I got a Latina girl that said she wanted pronto. I got a girl in Toronto, man, I call her Raptor. She tryna chase the...
Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to part 2. You are the queens and kings, I'm the ace in the card pack, and I do hope that you do enjoy this tutorial. Now, last tutorial, what we got up to was this stage. Now, obviously, you can see that I made some little thumbnails here. Cheeky. I'm not going to show you that. Alright, so let's get straight into it. So, once we finish making this text... Oh yeah, before I said... If you haven't seen part 1 for this tutorial, make sure you go check out that part 1 before you come look at this part 2, you know, because you want to do this banner, obviously, it's an awesome banner. So, a link will be on the screen now for you to click on part 2, and yeah, it'll bring you, part 1 I mean, and it'll bring you some magic through there. So, now what we have to do is we have to add some small text, like Saurino did, like this. So, under the official channel of Saw Gaming. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our text tool, and we're going to grab Arial this time for our font. That's not what we want. Alright, so we're going to type up the official. Is that how I spell official? Yes, it is. Channel of. And then we're going to change this text to Arial. Why isn't it letting me change it to Arial, you little bitch? Could change it to Bank Gothic. Yeah, we'll change it to Bank Gothic. I'm feeling a bit of Bank Gothic today. Alright, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna bring it right down. So we're gonna change the VA right up to like 200 or something. Like, we want the VA to be really high, especially for the official channel of. It's really key that you do that all the time. With not just this design, but like all the designs. Now, to center this text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl A on my keyboard, press V, and press the 2nd and 5th icon. Now I'm going to drag this a bit up by holding Shift on my keyboard. That'll keep it on the same spacing. And I just want to bring this even more down. Now, this doesn't look big, but that's fine. It's just here, it's a little decoration, you know, like, it's nothing too big. Nothing too big. You can press the 5th icon if you just want to quickly center the text. Okay, so I think that text is in place here, but it's still not as small as... it's alright. The official channel of Saw Gaming, Saw Ace Designs. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make one of the words with a layer style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my tutorial stocks, and I'm going to grab a blue layer style. Now, with this blue layer style, I'm going to right click on this layer, and I'm going to go copy layer style, and I'm going to bring this layer style down here. But first, I have to highlight what word I want to apply that layer style to. So I'm going to do it to channel. I'm going to right click and... we have a problem, Houston. I forgot how to do this. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to find out. Alright, I think I remember now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this layer style and do paste layer style. That's going to apply the blue to everything. Now I'm going to make sure that I like this text how it is. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift R to rasterlize that layer. I'm going to bring this little thing over here and press OK. Bring this little fucker thing over here and press OK. Now I'm going to press M on my keyboard, and I'm going to select over here and press BAM. That's not how you do it. Hang on. I think I know. It's like this, and then select over the word that you want to be selected out. You want to have that. Press Ctrl X. And now we can take off the effects of these and press Ctrl V. Bring this back off. Channel here. It's rough, but it'll do. It's just a tutorial. And then bam, paste. A lot of effort for a little word, but still, it works. So we're going to press Ctrl E to merge those together, and now we have that. So the official channel of saw Ace Designs. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to group these into my text layers. It's just going to organize things a little bit. So I'm going to click both of these, press Control G, and that's going to group those automatically. And I'm going to name this group text. I'm going to go ahead and clean up this little area a bit more. So I'm going to rename this par, and I'm also going to name this backing. Okay, sweet. So we've got some movement now in our design. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to like do some little cool things with this. So we're going to add in some more text. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our text tool and we're going to make sure that we're on Bank Gothic again. Bank Gothic, I think we use that one. And we're going to say use code. This is strictly for like if you're a part of a clan or a gaming clan, Ace for discounts. And I'm going to change the size of this right down to like 11. And now I'm going to center this text by pressing Control A on my keyboard. You've learned all this, hopefully, teaching you these skills on the go. Press that 5th icon. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing with the layer styles like before. So what we're going to do is we're going to rationalize this layer. But before we do that, we're going to right click and do paste layer styles. Now we're going to rationalize this layer by right clicking, rationalize type. And we're going to select this bit. I'm going to press M on our keyboard, and I'm going to select. Let's just do rationalize layer style. Why won't it let me select? Okay, so now it's letting me select for some reason. So now I'm going to press Control X to paste that. But I have a problem, Houston. Okay, sweet. So now I'm going to press Control X to paste that and press Control V to paste that Ace back on the document. And now I'm going to drag this back in place, use my arrow keys a little bit on my keyboard to place it where I want it to, and I'm going to paste that layer style back on here. And now with this one I can take off the effects and do clear layer styles. Okay, now I'm going to shift click those, press Control E and merge those together and name this text, and then I'm going to drop this text back into there. I'm also going to name this text like that normally. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do with these is we're going to do connect with us. So with this connect with us, I'm going to connect with us, and I'm going to try and incorporate a different font face with this one. So I'm going to go back to American Captain, because this one I think is a bit more important, you know, like a bit more important goes with, you know what, now we're going to do Bank Gothic. So can keep it at Bank Gothic, but we're going to change the font size a bit more. And we always want to vary it up with 2D banners, because we always want to make it bit of variation. You know, if it's too plain, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to press Control A on our keyboard and get that V, and we're going to center this text, make sure that's centered. And with this connect with us, we're going to make a little triangle. Now with this triangle, how you make triangles in Photoshop, it's really confusing for some people, but if you know the program well enough, like me, you'll be able to pick it up in a second. So we're going to go to our line tool, hold our mouse left key down, and we're going to pick our polygon tool. Now with this polygon tool, we're going to change the size to 3, and basically three-sided polygon is a triangle. A little bit of maths for you there. I'm going to drag this right down. I'm going to drag this right there. I think that looks pretty well in the spot. Now we're going to rationalize this polygon first, and then we're going to paste our old layer style of the blue back onto there and connect with us. And then I'm going to add in some, you know, little things like this. So basically what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go to our layer style pack, or our GFX pack that I've provided. and we're gonna go to our logo teams, and we're gonna go to social media. And what ones should I do? I should do Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I think that's pretty good. And I'm just gonna press V on my keyboard. I'm gonna drag these over here, and hopefully that's done like that. Sweet. So now we have to apply some layer styles with these ones, because these ones, okay, so Facebook has blue, so we can apply our original one to Facebook like this, paste layer style. Now with the Twitter one, it has a red layer style, if I'm not correct. Twitter has blue also, but the YouTube one has red. Now these are all layer styles that I made away in my old times and my past times. So please guys, if you would appreciate, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button below. I think it will really show the support coming through my channel. Right, so I'm going to paste that blue one there, and I'm also going to paste a blue one on the Twitter. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do Twitter just for the sakes of it. I'm going to do like a different one. Let's say Twitch. Twitch is a good idea. Just because if I do want to have a little bit of variation on this so you guys can see how cool it actually looks, its effect. So hopefully this one has a Twitch on it for us. I'm going to drag this Twitch one on. So I literally supplied you guys with everything. Why is it all the way down there? So I just press Control T on my keyboard, and then I press Control 0. Zoom out to find that fucking selection. Now I'm gonna go and pick up my pick one. This can be a bit confusing, but like I can't be bothered to go sorting through all this stuff. So I'm gonna paste this layer style back onto here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So it's a bit pinkish, but no problem. We can right click on our Twitch layer, go to blending options, go to the color overlay, and change its color to a purple. All good, boys. See? Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to space these out a little bit neater, and I'm going to resize these a little bit. And after that, I'm going to put my text on them. Okay, my computer is lagging because I've got that GFX pack open, so it's going to be expected, like, even you'll need like 64 gig RAM to do that. So 64 gig RAM, like, especially with graphics designers, jeez, that shit's amazing. Alright, so with the Facebook one, it's a bit too light. So basically with the graphics design, you always want to make sure your designs are like as good as possible as you can do. I think that's really key, and that's the way that you can actually stand out from the crowd. Make sure that your designs are the best possible designs you can do. If it takes you a couple of hours, do them a couple of hours, spread out your time, you know. Don't try to finish it all in one night. That's a big mistake with what a lot of graphics designers, like new coming into the scene, they try to finish a design in one night, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to pump out a good design in that short amount of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do comma slash, but I think I've already got some things, and it's alright, I'll just type it out here. So I'm going to grab my text, and I'm going to do Bangkok. It's right. I'm going to do slash ace design 107, and I'm going to resize this one by pressing Control T on my keyboard. But before I do that, I'm going to go to my character, and I'm going to change the VA back to like a normal setting. That might help a little bit. And I can just Control J that for all these. Control J will duplicate that layer that is selected, and basically we'll just do that. Alright, so basically with this YouTube one, I'm going to group these individually. So I'm going to group that one, and I'm going to name this group YouTube. Now hopefully all the shortcuts that I'm using will pop up on the screen, so if you get a bit lost, that's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, it's not ideal, man, but still. So I'm going to press Control G while those two layers selected together. I'm going to name this Facebook by double clicking on the name, and the same goes for the Twitch and the new one. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to name this. Twitch. Okay, sweet. Shit. YouTube on YouTube, I'll swap here. There we go. And this one goes in the Twitch one there. Okay, so these are grouped together now nicely, and we can actually get some cool things going on like this. So I'm gonna just hold shift, press Control D, hold shift, and we will be able to move these. Sorry guys, I haven't done a tutorial in a long time, so that's why my voice is not so enthusiastic, but I think this tutorial is just so cool that like the way that I come out to make this shit is cool. So I'm gonna just resize this a little bit smaller. It's pretty hard with social media icons because you don't like really know if they're the right ratio or not unless you like zoom them in, and it's really time consuming, this stuff. Like there's no way around it. You're gonna take up some time on this one. You're gonna chew through your valuable thing called time and do it. Always make sure that you put a / before your username, whatever. That's pretty important. Like something like @ or follow me, like something like that. I'm gonna change this Twitch one. Okay, there. And I'm also gonna like resize these a little bit. I'm just gonna space these out a bit more. By using my arrow keys and pressing Control T, and I can finish the selection by pressing Control Shift Enter. That'll just make things easier instead of my hand go down to there. It's a bit quicker. Any way that I can save time, I'll do it. Okay, I think that's a bit good. So now we've got our names onto the bottom, and now things are looking a bit cooler. But what we are forgetting is these. Now this is really easy to do, but before we can do that, we need to add some highlights onto this baby. So we're going to make a new layer, and this new layer is going to be above everything but our text ones. And we're going to make these. So I'm going to zoom out onto my document, and this is pretty key to do that. I'm going to grab my fill tool and make sure that this is selected. If you don't have fill tool, hold down your right click and pick the bank bucket tool, fill that in. And we're going to switch between pressing R and G on our keyboard and deselect. It's really random, this pattern. Don't take it too seriously. There we go. Bam. Okay, so now with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. With this Gaussian Blur, we're going to pump this radius right up to like, I think 4.6 is fine. It really depends what pattern you've made, guys. It's pretty important. Now we're going to press Control O, Control 0 on our keyboard, and we're going to go down to the opacity. I'm going to change this opacity right down to like that. And now we have that really cool highlight going on. And now you can move this above. It doesn't really matter. It can stay wherever. And I'm just going to name this highlight. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a oval. And with this oval, we're going to cut it out to have these little imprints. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our thing here, and we're going to grab our ellipse tool. And something like this, and we're gonna move this down like that. We're gonna make the fill black before we rasterlize it, and no stroke, it's fine. Right click, rasterlize layer, bam, we've got something. Right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our rectangular marquee tool, and we're gonna make a selection like this. Bam, delete that, make sure that layer is selected. Right, now we're gonna press Ctrl R on our keyboard to bring up our rulers and bring one to the center. And what this will do is we'll make it on one side, and then we can just duplicate on the other. Makes stuff really easy for us. So we can delete that side, we don't need it. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab our pen tool, we're going to zoom in a bit by pressing Ctrl plus, and we are going to make these little indents. But before we do that, we need to shorten it, obviously, because we can't see our text, and that's a bit important. What do you say? Actually, it really depends whatever you want, guys. I'm just showing you what I'm doing through my steps. Really, guys, go free, like, seriously, like, don't copy me. I'm just trying to do a good tutorial for you guys, which you can copy. Right, so now I'm going to go to my pen tool, and I'm going to make this, bam, like that. Hold Alt, hold Control, I forgot how to use the pen tool. Hold Alt and click that point to get rid of that curve. That will happen. And you can move this anchor point to see how it likes, and then just connect that back up. Make selection, right click, make selection, make sure that the feather radius is on 0, press OK, and press delete. Bam, we've got something. Now we're going to our layers. Holy shit. Where did everything go? It's the first time that's happened to me. Right, now we're going to press Control O, Control 0 back on our thing, and we want to make sure that this is above our highlight. We really don't want that highlight to go over it. Okay, so now we're going to press Control J and press Control T, right click and do flip horizontally, and we're going to move this to our other side. Now this doesn't have to be perfectly isometric, like symmetric, but it should like snap in place, and it should feel like it's there. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to connect these shapes by control clicking both and pressing Control E, and then we're going to change the opacity down to like 64%. Now we're going to go to the blending options by right clicking on this layer, and we're going to make a stroke. Now the stroke is going to be like this, but it's going to be a purple, and it's going to be a dark purple. Actually, no, it's going to be blue. It's going to be dark blue, and it's going to have a little size on like that. And it's also going to have an inner glow, and this inner glow is going to be blue, and this fucking like that, and it's going to have a size like that. But the opacity is going to be really down. You can just copy my settings, like whatever you want. Just do whatever settings look cool for yourself. Okay, so that's going to be something like that. And already we've got something really cool, but we're going to add a drop shadow because we really want to make this look futuristic, and it has to have some layers to it, you know. It has to have that depth, whatever, like something like that. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go to the inner buff, and we're going to go to an inner bezel. Now we want to make this thing look like it's inside the thing, so it's going to do like that. We're going to change this opacity like that. Like that. Alright, sweet. Alright, now we're going to press OK. Now we've got a cool banner going. Now I want to get rid of this guide by going to View, Clear Guides. Takes everything off screen. I'm going to press Control S on my keyboard just to save that for now, just in case if our computer shuts down. Okay, so another cool thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer, and with this layer, I'm going to press Control 0 or Control minus, and I'm going to make a stroke. So with our brush tool, I'm going to get a size like 2, and make the hardness that. And I'm gonna do a brush like that. That's not what we want to do. Make sure that you change the size to 2 and make sure that do like 5. Just experiment. Yeah, 5. 5 is good. Alright, so we're gonna go to our pen tool and we're gonna do this. And we're gonna right click and do stroke path. Make sure that nothing's like that. Actually, I'm a bit lazy, so I'm gonna go right click stroke path, simulate pressure, press OK. Press like that. And now we've got something cool. But we didn't do it on a separate layer. So we've got a problem because it's gonna give that layer style. So see, you have to be careful with Photoshop, like these little things, like just watch out. So we're gonna go to stroke, simulate pressure, press OK, delete that. And I'm gonna, it looks a bit too thick, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my brush size down to like 2, and then I'm also gonna redo this path. I just want to make sure this looks good. Right click and do stroke path, press the brush, and delete that. Alright, now we've got something. So I'm going to right click this, Control J that layer. Why the fuck isn't that going on? Alright, so now we're going to Control J this layer. And we're going to right click and do flip vertically. And I'm going to hold Control Y, drag this down. And I'm also going to press Control J on this. Press flip vertically. Like that. And the next one, I'm going to press Control J, Control T. But before I press Control T, I'm going to press Control J and then Control T and then press flip vertically, and then I'm gonna drag this down right here. Okay, cool. Now we've got something going. But I have to merge all these layers together. Pressing Control E and change the opacity down to like something a bit lower. Okay, now we've got a little highlight. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to right click J, press Control J, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to make a tiny little blur like this. Sweet. Now I can change down the opacity like that. Okay, sweet. So now I've got that little accent going around outside, giving it a little bit more depth. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some April. So with that, without further ado, let's go straight into that. So we're going to go to Clan Extras. And because we're a part of SAW, I'm going to get some of their t-shirts. So, I think these 3 are there. Fuck you. Okay. Press V and we're going to move this over here. Okay, there's our t-shirts. We're going to zoom in right on here. And I'm going to position myself quite nicely, and we're gonna press Control T to resize this. Okay, like that. Now we're gonna layer these such as these give some 3D depth. So I'm gonna do that one. The white hoodie is going to be moved behind the white one like this, and the same with the blue one. Okay, now the purple one is going to have a little drop shadow by going to the blending options, right clicking blending options, go to drop shadow of the purple one, and we're gonna do a size like this. Bam, and I'm gonna right click, do copy layer style, and I'm gonna paste these to this one. Paste. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom out, and that's a bit cooler. So now we've got some April, but they're not big enough. We can't see that. So we can easily fix this by going to our ellipse. There's that. Now we're going to make our selection go like this and do that and do cut. Bam. Got a bit more space now. Now I'm going to select these, press Ctrl J, and now I can just resize these as a group. Ctrl G to group it, I mean. Bit easier like that. And now we've got some April that's easily added. Now I'm going to add some text to this. So I'm going to go to my text tool, and I'm going to go check out the saw April. Okay, so now I'm going to make the spacing like 300, 400, and I'm going to resize this down to like here. Okay, and I'm going to Control J that, and I'm going to move this text set over here like that. And I'm going to go www.saw.april.com, and I'm going to change this VA spacing down to like 500. Whoa. Okay, now I'm gonna change this one to like 500. It's not enough. 600. It's not enough. 700. Not enough. 720. It's a shame it's not 420, because I'll be blazing that. Joking. 760, 780. Okay, sweet. Now we've got that on there. Okay, so on another side, what we have is we're gonna have some codes. So with this one, we're gonna go down to our stocks that are provided in the description below, and we're gonna add in some sponsors. So with the sponsors, I'm going to pick. What are we gonna pick? We're gonna pick Scuff Gaming, Control Freaks. What else? Elgato. What's the Elgato? Elgato, and I'm also going to pick Astro. Okay, these three. Just because they're words, so I don't have to put as much. Sorry, I want to try and finish this one up now because I'm running out of time. Like, this tutorial is actually getting a bit long, this part. Astro. Control Freak. Okay, make sure that that's relatively the same size. Alright, and I'm going to give these their own individual colors. So the Elgato gets black, fuck him. And the rest of them... Okay, white will do. Copy layer style, and we're going to paste that onto the Elgato. We're going to put green on the Control Freak, and we're going to put orange on the Astro. Now these don't have to be like dead on accurate. It's just an example. Orange. Ay, 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 ay. What? Not cool. I don't want pink. I want orange. There we go. Astro orange. Control freak. Green. And the Elgato's white. And I'm going to just change the size of the control freak and the Elgato, just so it's in level with the Astro. And the Astro is going to be a bit down. So you guys get the idea now. And now I'm going to copy my use code and I'm going to paste text here, and I'm going to so I'm going to press Ctrl J with that layer. I'm going to bring this right up, and I'm going to press Ctrl T, and I'm going to bring this right there. I'm going to move this right up, and I'm also going to bring in a like that polygon that I did, that little triangle. I'm going to zoom in with my Ctrl plus key. And move that right under that C. Alright guys, I think that's it. So, thank you for watching this tutorial so much. Oh, I forgot to say, we have to add in some CCs. So before we do that, we can add in these CCs. So, grayish. Okay, so if you want to change the color of blue and that, it's really simple. So basically, you have to find out where the blacking was. So the blacking was here. We don't want to affect any of these, like this stuff, but I think it should be fine. So if you really need to change this color, go to CCs, and you're going to pick out whatever color you want. So I'm going to say red for an example. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this bring on. And I'm going to bring this document, this group, with my move tool here, and I'm going to drop this red right there. Okay, now, basically what I do now is I have a red thing. So it's really easy, just copy and paste that, bring that CC over, and if you don't want to affect any of these individual layers, so let's say if I don't want to affect that shirt, I can go to my group shirt and I can bring out my blue and I can drag that above, and it's not going to affect that blue. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, and that's the main thing if you did. And if you did learn anything, make sure you like the video also. Thank you so much for watching these two parts of these tutorials, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.